Hello year one, it is Tuesday and this is your video for if you have the year 2 comprehension booklet. Okay, and today we are going to be working on pages 30 and 31. So you can get your booklet prepared and you will also need to get your whiteboard and your pen or some lined paper and a pencil, okay? Now today in our comprehension booklet we have got quite a large text that you will have seen just when you opened your booklet. And in our text there's quite a lot of work to be doing, so to warm our brains up today we are going to start thinking about the word adjective, okay? And our learning question for today is, can I begin to identify and use adjectives in the text? So remember, identify means can we find, okay? And know what an adjective is, so we need to know what we are looking for. So, I would like you now to have a little think, pause the video and have a talk to your adults and see if you can tell them what is an adjective. Now, have you heard of the word adjective before? Do you know what one is? Have a little chat with your adults and see if you can think about what an adjective is. Okay, have you done that? Have you taught your adults? Or maybe your adult has taught you? Let's see then if you were correct. So, an adjective is a word that describes a noun. So it's a describing word, okay? Now remember, a describing word is something that tells us a little bit more, okay? And it gives us extra information and it makes our work, our sentences, a little bit more exciting and a little bit more informative, okay? So it gives us extra information and makes our work a little bit more exciting. So we know now that an adjective is a describing word, and an adjective normally describes a noun. Now remember, a noun is a name. Well done. So it's a name of a person, a place or a thing. Okay? So your name is a noun because that's your name. It belongs to you. Okay? So, when we are thinking about adjectives, we now know that we are going to use them to give us extra information about a person, a place or a thing. Okay? So, let's see then if we can use some adjectives in our starter activity. Okay? Look at my cat. Isn't she lovely? And I've got a sentence, and my sentence, you can read it with me, says, I saw a cat. Now, this sentence, it tells us, doesn't it? It tells us what we can see, but is it very exciting? Does it tell us lots of nice things about the cat? No, not really. It just tells us that we saw a cat. So, on your whiteboard now, what I would like you to do, with me, we're going to have a look at the cat, and we're going to think of some describing words that we can use for the cat, okay? So, what do you think we could say about the cat? I think so too. The cat is happy. Look at that big smiley face. So I'm going to write here, happy. Make sure my pip goes all the way under the line. Happy. What else could we say about the cat? What other describing words, what other adjectives could we use? Furry. I like that one. Let's write it over here. Furry. So we've got happy, furry. Can we think of any more? Is the cat, oh, stripy. Good one. Have a go and pause the board and see if you can think of any more before we move on. Okay? Brilliant. So now, we need to add our adjective in to our sentence to make our sentence more exciting, to make our sentence a little bit better. So, I saw a, I'm going to extend my sentence. So I'm going to break it up so I can fit an adjective in to make my sentence better. I saw a, and I'm going to use the word happy because I think that describes our picture really well. I saw a happy cat. Okay, so we've made our sentence a little bit better and we've told the reader a little bit more about our cat. I saw a happy cat. So I would like you now to pause the board and have a go at writing 2 more sentences using 2 different adjectives about our cat. So I saw a happy cat, I saw a something cat, I saw a something else cat, okay? You might have different adjectives than me. Off you go. Super. So now we've had a look at the cat, let's have a look at our next one together. So we can see here we have got a boat. So again, on your whiteboard, I would like you to write down some adjectives about the boat, okay? So just talking together, we know that the boat is brown, we know that the boat is wooden, we know that the boat is small. What else could we say about the boat? Have a think about those adjectives, those describing words that can tell us something else about the boat, okay? It's quite narrow, isn't it? That would be a good idea. So, again, once you've written down a list of your adjectives, we're now going to read our sentence. And our sentence says, I went on the boat. Okay? So again, it's a sentence, it tells us what I did, but it doesn't really tell me anything about the boat, does it? So to make it more exciting and to make me have a little bit more information about the boat, we're going to add an adjective. So I went on the, remember I'm going to stretch my sentence and add my adjective. What adjective could I use? I went on the, let's have a think. I think I'm going to have a go at writing 2 adjectives. And I'm going to put, I went on the brown wooden boat. So I'm going to extend my sentence because I know I'll need some more room. I went on the brown, the brown wooden. Now remember, our oo makes an sometimes. I went on the brown wooden boat. Wow. That is definitely a super sentence with 2 adjectives in this time. So again, pause the board and have a go now at writing your very own sentence about the boat using a different adjective than I have. Okay, so by the end of our starter activity, you should have 2 sentences about our cat and a sentence with 2 adjectives in about our boat. Okay, really good job. So, now what we are going to do is we are going to have a look at today's activity. Now when we opened our booklet at the beginning, what did we notice? We noticed that our text today is very, very long, isn't it? So you can see here that there are a lot of words today, and it is a text all about, let's have a look at our title, the selfish giant. Okay? Now, the first thing that we are going to do in our text is we are going to think about our adjectives, okay? And I know that there are lots of adjectives within our text today. So the first thing I would like you to do is, as always, get a coloured pencil or pen or a highlighter if you've got one, and we are going to have a look for some adjectives within our text, because those describing words will help us to understand what we are reading, and they will also help us to answer the questions about the text when we get there. So I'm going to get my highlighter, you get yours, and we're going to do the first section of the text together, okay? Okay then, so we are just going to focus on this section of the text here. I'm going to make sure that it's nice and clear, but I would like you to get your booklet now. Make sure you are on this page, make sure you've got your highlighter, and we're going to go through this section together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read it, and I'm going to stop here where it says keep out. Okay? And then once we've read it once, we can then go and see if we can find any describing words, any of those adjectives that we've been working hard on. So let's begin. The selfish giant. Every afternoon, the children played in the giant's garden. It was a large, lovely garden with soft green grass and beautiful flowers. The trees were full of birds that sang sweetly. One day, the giant came back. He had been away for many years. When he arrived, he saw the children playing in the garden. "What are you doing?" he shouted furiously, and the children ran away. "This is my garden," said the giant. "I won't let anyone but me play here." He built a high wall around the garden and put up a sign, "Keep out." He does not sound very nice, does he? What a shame that he is being selfish and not letting the children play. Now I already want to carry on reading because I want to know what happens next. But before we do, we're going to have a look now and see if we can spot any describing words. Now, what might help us is by finding the nouns, okay? So let's have a look. We can see here that we've got garden. That's the name of a thing, isn't it? It's the name of an object, the garden. So before the garden, let's see if we can find any of those describing words. I'm going to go to my text now and have a look, and you can do this along with me. It was a large, lovely garden. So I know that garden is my noun, but look at these two words here, large and lovely. Do they describe the garden? They do, don't they? So let's underline them. Okay. So you can see here, just like we did with our boat, they have got two adjectives to describe their noun, the garden, just like our sentence about the boat. Let's carry on. With soft green grass. Wait there a minute. Grass is a noun, it's the name of something, isn't it? It's a thing. Grass is an object. So let's go back. Now, here we have again two adjectives. They describe the grass as soft and green. Let's carry on. And beautiful flowers. Where's my adjective there? Beautiful, you're right. So they've described the flowers as beautiful. So I'm going to put a circle around my nouns to help me now, just so I remember what my nouns are, okay? Now let's just read to the end again together and make sure that we haven't got any more adjectives. One day the giant came back. He had been away for many years. When he arrived, he saw the children playing in the garden. "What are you doing?" he shouted furiously, and the children ran away. "This is my garden," said the giant. "I won't let anyone but me play here." He built a high wall around the garden and put up a sign. Has anybody spotted an adjective? in this last sentence here? Can we see an adjective and a noun in this last sentence? Well done. Our noun is wall. A wall is the object, and our adjective, our describing word, is high. So the writer, the author, has described the wall as high. Brilliant job. Let's make sure that we've got that highlighted then. And I'm going to put a circle around my noun. Excellent. Okay, well done year one. That's really tricky work there. We are identifying all of our nouns and our adjectives, which is really super. So what I want you to do now is I would like you to read through the rest of your text, and I want you to really take your time. There is a lot of text today, and it is a lovely story. So read it first for your own enjoyment, and then go back like we did together and find any more nouns and any more adjectives, okay? And by the end then you will have a page that is full of nouns and adjectives, and that will help you to answer the questions today, okay? So let's very quickly then have a look at the questions in today's text. And you have got 6 questions today, and you will notice straight away that we can see our word here, adjective. Now we know what that means. Find and copy 2 adjectives which describe the grass in the giant's garden. Now we know how to find the answer to that straight away. Why? You're right, because we know that we have highlighted the adjectives and we've circled the nouns, haven't we? So if we look for the noun, which is grass, we will be able to find the 2 adjectives. So let's go back to our text. We're looking for the noun grass. It's here, and we can answer the question straight away now because our 2 adjectives are soft and green. So all of our hard work has helped us to answer that question really quickly. Brilliant. So here we can now put soft and green, and straight away we have the answer to question number 1. Now in the other questions today, year 1, you will notice that there are lots of questions which ask you to describe, and they are asking you to look at some more describing words, okay? So, because we've used all of our adjectives today, we will be able to find those describing words in the text, and they will help us to answer the question, okay? So you've got questions 2 to questions 6 to answer, because we've just done number 1 together, haven't we? Don't forget, we need to make sure that we are using our capital letters and full stops, and also writing them in a full sentence. We are getting really good at that, year 1, so keep it up. And then, just as our last activity for today, I thought I would give you a little challenge, but it's a challenge that I think you will really enjoy. We now know what an adjective is. We've looked at all of our describing words today, so I would like you to draw a picture of the selfish giant using the text to help you. What do you think he's going to look like? Think about those describing words, those adjectives from the story, and use those to help you create your very own picture of the selfish giant. And I'm going to choose my favourite one, and I'm going to make sure that you get a special treat at the end of the week, okay? So have a lovely day, enjoy your activities, and I will see you tomorrow.